The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 27. Welcome to another episode of The Bunker Project. We're live to hard drive here in Studio 604. Okay, here we are again, live to hard drive in Studio 604. The J Lounge just didn't cut it this week, did it, Bob?
No, we tried. And you know what? It's just not working for a venue because they have bands coming in. And, hey, 2 tries and that's all you get. But we've got a couple other new cool venues we've been checking out. I talked to the GM. What was the name of that hotel I talked to earlier today?
St. Regis.
Yeah, St. Regis. Very cool. Got this downstairs from the bar, big restaurant-y area. We might try a show there next week.
Yep, we might try that. And if all else fails, we can be here until the Bunker opens again with their new renovation.
Oh, yeah. I am totally stoked about getting back into that space. It's just like such a hassle trying to find a new location every week. It's nuts.
And, we have a few very important, things we're looking for. We have to have a good place that's relatively quiet and serves really good black beer.
Yeah, I think the description is if you have a bar or a restaurant.
I got it in first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The black beer in it.
Yeah.
If you have a bar, black beer. I got it in twice. If you've got a bar that's open with nobody in it, that's what we're looking for. So on the verge of bankruptcy, awesome place for us to of course.
Well, the perfect place is a really cool bar with a little back room that's
soundproofed.
That's relatively soundproof.
And has to have Okanagan Springs Black Brewmeister Black Ale.
Or Whistler Black Tusk Black Lager.
Hang on a second. We're going to have it from our peanut gallery.
And if we're talking about it, I would also like to have a pole for dancing.
Oh, pole dancing.
While we're at it.
It was James did it, man.
Definitely.
Oh, sorry. Mom, it's a different type of pole. Poor Jay. Oh, man, he's beet red.
So like the champagne room is what you're talking about.
He's the champagne room.
It's kind of cool. I can actually see people through the mirror. I don't even have to look at them. I can just look over at the mirror on the wall.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the J Lounge. Awesome. No, that's Club Orange. The Orange Club. What was that? That famous bar of disrepute, ill repute, something repute.
Oh, number 5 Orange.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See?
No,
that's how innocent I am. I don't even know the name of the bar.
They were the competition when I worked at the Drake.
Okay, let's not go down. That's a slippery slope. No pun intended.
All right.
We should have to take a drink. Hang on, he's muted. Because it was a digression, we should take a drink. James, we have a game meister here, or a game maven, and one of the drinks at the Bunker Project.
Salute.
Salut.
Salute.
If we digress, everybody has a drink. Hence the massive digression in the show.
And we have more wine drinkers than beer drinkers.
Oh,
we're taking
man.
over.
Actually, I'm doing Okanagan Swing Porter today, which is a much more chocolatey flavor.
Oh, yeah. And it's also 8.5%.
Donk.
There you go.
That was my head hitting the mic. Okay, shall we jump right into the show, or should we just digress some more so we can drink? Yes, let's digress some more. Okay.
We're probably going to digress a lot, but the thing is, just so everybody knows, we've got somebody, Tristan, who was here in the last 2 Bunker projects.
Oh, yeah. Talk about the Meister of hangovers.
The sailor with the
wicked
special drink.
Yeah, now if you guys haven't gotta go to Uncensored Social Marketing Media. What the heck's our website called?
UncensoredSocialUnderground.com.
God, we gotta get a better website than that. Anyways, it's you go there, and on the show notes, it's got the recipe. Try it out, and don't mess with it, because if you watch our Alley Boys video, that's
it really
funny.
is.
I cracked up when I listened.
It really is a house party drink, because you have to go out and buy the ingredients at a place where you're not going to get it at a bar.
Nope.
As he explained.
I needed a bucket.
Ginger beer, right?
Yeah, a lot of ginger beer. I mean, I actually, you know what? Here's a Bobby call out, a classic call out from Bobby to see how we can get somebody in trouble. If you go to the animated show notes, one of our black brethren in the alley comes up with a wicked interpretation of that recipe. Just killer. Now, you can substitute some of the aunt's cider and uncle's, screech type of stuff but basically everything he put except for ice in that drink was seriously alcoholic. Like seriously alcoholic. And he mixed it in a bucket.
And easy to drink, right?
Oh yeah.
The Thai style.
Bucket with a straw.
Yeah.
That's a sailor style.
Oh, killer. I think he's got you have their mics permanently muted?
No.
Really? All right.
I've got
James
you on
is
full
off.
blast.
I'm not hearing any James. James is
Speak, James.
See? James not coming through.
You were coming through a minute ago.
I know, man.
No,
Did
he spoke enough in the other meetups. It's okay.
Exactly. That's
All right. So what are we talking about today, Bob?
Okay, we're going to jump right in with the 20th of January. Egypt shuts off the internet, including texting. However, it did not cut off 100% because of mobile dial-up and satellite phones, which is pretty cool. We've got on the show notes, we'll put a graphic of what it looked like with the usage. Pretty amazing. But it just shows that even if you try and shut the internet down, you cannot shut it down. And it's a pretty easy country to shut down the internet because it's got one fiber optic pipe going into the country. That's it, one access point. Like the United States, there's 30 or 40 or maybe even more. In Canada, I think there's like one or two. Never mind. And then I'm sure there's more than that. But really, they've got one access point. And even with that, the big red switch click, it's shut down. People were still getting around it, man. And there was reports coming in with the CNN and all the other news reporters and all that stuff going on. It was amazing how much information was getting through.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. People find a way.
Yeah. So any hubris from the crowd on this? No pro-Egyptian government? Is it?
It's on and it doesn't work.
Oh, man, I cannot be.
This has to be a record for
we are
technical difficulties today.
Plagued with technical issues. Okay, James, you're going to jump right in there.
That's scary.
All that work for that? You give me... I think he's... Yeah, okay.
It was nice to see people following it on Twitter, though.
It was cool.
Yeah, and lots of people getting information from other sources, friends, family. We apparently have a guest here that had... family members in Cairo when it was.
He's looking at somebody on his left, and here he is. This guy here.
Yeah.
What's your name, young man? Joel. And now you have family and friends. Now you better get on top of a mic, dude, because we're about to get interviewed. So this is the Bunker Project with the impromptu interviews. And the first, he came in and said,
It is his first time here at the Bunker.
Exactly. So. I don't want to talk on mics. I'm really nervous about that. I break out in hives, but it's okay. We got some cream in the bathroom. You're covered. So, Joe, just jump right onto the mic. First question is, do you have relatives in Egypt?
Yes, I do. My parents and my brother and his wife actually, my brother and his wife were in Cairo at the time that it got shut down, and it's a little bit scary for them, but they managed to get out of there, so...
So they actually flew out?
Yes.
Was it one of those humanitarian flights, or did they pay to get out?
That goes into something I can't really...
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. I know that story. My question is when they shut stuff down, did the telephone shut down, everything shut down, or was it just internet?
Everything they had access to was shut down at the time. So actually, they were. It was actually after it cleared up that they were able to get out of there. So they were kind of nervous at the time there was a shutdown.
Wow, and it, like telephones they came back on and then they could use them, or
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when are they planning on going back when things settle down?
Well, my brother's wife is not really as sure about doing that, but as
Bit
for
of a
my
sales
brother,
pitch. Yeah, he's well. Hey, it's an awesome country. It's got amazing history, amazing opportunities out there, huge opportunities out there, and it's a lifestyle decision, I guess. The thing is, like Vancouver, fantastic city. Now, where are they now? Are they in Vancouver or Toronto, or where are they? Or are they not allowed to? You're not allowed to say that's another state secret.
Actually, I lose track of them.
Oh, okay. But they're not like in Vancouver
they're
somewhere.
Like globetrotters.
They're running around.
No, I think they're actually in Comox right now.
Comox. So that's a big, motivation to go back to Egypt. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
I mean, after a month, the wife's going, you know what? I don't know. There's
It's
much
not
better
so
shopping
bad
in
back
Egypt.
there.
Yeah. There's killer shopping in Egypt. Are you kidding? Anyways, apparently they shut down
Well,
the
at
pyramids.
least they'll have the internet in Comox, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
true.
it.
You know, if you go to the Google satellite, the pyramids, they've got the big tarp over top of them saying closed for renovations. No, just kidding. But they do have a big fence there that they shut down, so closed for business. So that's, I guess, no tourists there. It's kind of like when I was in Thailand, they would have the coups. And, you know, it was kind of every several years they'd have a coup there and we'd hear about it. Oh, there's a coup gone. And so, well, you know, what are we going to do? Well, let's go out to the bars. There'll be nobody there. And we were actually in a taxi one day and the taxi driver freaked out because there was a tank on the road. So we said, don't take main roads. Just go to the back alleys. And we got there no problem. Drank a lot and then jumped in a taxi. It took a long time to find a taxi after that. Got home, no problem. So, yeah, coups... Yeah, they're scary, weird places to be in, but not that bad. Dominican Republic, there was a coup. I slept through it. I had a hangover. You know, woke up at like 1 in the afternoon and say, hey, you hear those popping sounds in the morning? Yeah, there was a coup, Bob. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's over. Well, okay, great. Give me a beer. So there is a place for massive alcoholism.
Always comes back to the beer.
Thank God for black beer. That's all I can say.
So a friend of mine sent me an email, and he said that the only place that is doomed to remain, you know, under the iron fist, so to speak, is North Korea.
Yeah, and even
because
that,
they don't have Facebook and they don't have the internet as you know, as we know it, and
well, they don't have food as they know it. I
Yes.
mean, that's messed up place, big time.
Yeah, but that is kind of an illusion, isn't it? I mean,
What, Korea's messed up?
no, it's not just Korea or
the Matrix. The
or
Matrix.
yeah, it's coming
Matrix.
back.
Oh, here it
No, I
comes.
mean,
It's a conspiracy. It's a CIA plant. No, it's just sorry.
no, I mean, consider China. You
I
do
have-
have internet,
Lousy
but
food, though.
but it's so restricted. I mean, just what the government wants you to browse to, that's what you get.
And they're
Actually,
trying to,
a billion people using the internet, and they can only see what the government wants them to see.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that-
And also
that's
they're-
a daily basis. I mean, Egypt, it's just a specific happening, but in China, it's every day like that.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Trying to control it. I mean, a Facebook account, illegal, even though Facebook accounts are huge in China.
They're
which is
trying
kinda
to
weird.
I
eliminate
mean,
Skype
Google
too.
left China, right?
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is our interpretation of what's going on in China and being on the ground in China, night and day. I got a buddy there in, what's that other? There's Shanghai, but there's the other. What's the other?
Beijing.
Beijing. Thank you. He's in Beijing. Kind of like Canada, gets cold, frozen stuff happening, and they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. International, what do you call it? Haute cuisine, flying all over the world, doing things like that, and they've got to do international communications, and they're able to do it, but they have to do it within the, you know what the parameters are, so you work within it and you push the envelope. So they have all these amazing products like $4,000 art chairs that they make. So for them to market it, they flew to New York and set up a whole, website and a location and office out of New York to sell these amazing chairs. Number one, that's probably the only place in the world that people would spend $4,000 on a chair. But basically, if you're an international entrepreneur,
Yeah.
the limitations really don't touch you. It's when you're a small or medium-sized business that's trying to do some manufacturing in North America, it makes it really tough for your communications, but still doable. And they still have access to great books. Like he read The 4-Hour Work Week, and he loved his, and India's right next door for doing stuff. So for him, it's doable, but because he knows the limitations, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in Canada. I mean, we're not very restrictive, but we're so bureaucratic. It's almost as bad as China.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
because-
trying to get anything done. It's like,
Wow.
it's only 32 pages. It only takes 2 years to get approved. It's like,
It's also
Yeah.
interesting because everybody in China is using Skype, and the government now is trying to eliminate Skype because they want a strong national phone company.
mm-hmm.
And
Hey, they may-
everybody's using Skype to call within China and outside of China. So
Yeah, well,
very interesting.
Look what's happening in Canada. I mean, with this big debacle with net neutrality, it's freaking out the telephone companies because you can do voice over IP. So if you got amazing unlimited bandwidth, something like talking on Skype for hours and hours isn't a big deal.
And what we're talking about with the metered internet is actually not the same thing as net neutrality, but it's similar.
Bordering on it.
It's taking
Same family of issues.
Yeah, it's the same family of issues because we're used to paying a set rate for basically unlimited. And of course, if you're abusing the network and downloading and uploading, using a VPN and going crazy, sure, I can understand that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about setting like a 20 gigabyte limit and then paying per megabyte after that. And that is just ridiculous. And a few examples where like a photographer goes to take some high quality shots at a wedding and uploads several hundred shots up to their server on their website, and they're over the 20 gigabyte limit already just from that. And totally legitimate business, and being hurt because of something like this. It's just not.
It's not only that. I mean, if I, for example, only watched Netflix
to
get my series in TV, I mean, like after 2 weeks, that's it.
Yep.
I reached the cap.
Yep. And we
That's
talked about the Netflix thing a few weeks ago, but that's only one business that's using the internet in an innovative way to provide an awesome service for consumers.
But also requires a large bandwidth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like pornography.
Good one.
What if you're trying to just get on?
Good comeback, Eric.
And it was really quick too. You didn't even have to think about that one.
Hey, hang on a second. I just got to interrupt you. I need another black beer.
All right.
Oh, well, I was going to say, like, what about, like, if you just want to check your Facebook fan page all the time to see if you have new followers or, new users,
Well, I guess if you did that like 24 hours a day, you'd go over your limit.
Or
Yeah.
library. Apparently, like, one of the biggest ones would be libraries or any public service.
Or what about if you're a podcaster? Especially if you're a video podcaster, because the files are
YouTube.
big. Or if you're a producer of videos, any
Or you like watching lots of certain videos.
I mean the
No reference
it never
to
ends.
Eric's comment.
It never ends, and we're just used to this, and they're trying to take it away. So go to openmedia.ca and sign that petition, and take it a step further and do the extra work and send the letter to the MP.
It's pre-written. It's amazing.
You can send a pre-written one, or you can write one yourself.
Or just copy and paste it.
It's a free. You don't even have to pay for the stamp. Anything that goes to a member of parliament is free. You just address it to
Yay.
them, drop it in the mailbox, and it gets there. So do that, and it'll definitely help. Every letter that goes to a member of parliament is considered multiple emails because of the work and the effort that's required to actually send a physical letter. It makes a much bigger statement than just clicking on a Facebook link and putting your name on a website.
If only we could send mental letters. Oh, man, I told him.
Hey, we sent a letter to or an email to Leoville to tell him about this issue, and he somebody's opening a black beer with the Homer Simpson.
That wasn't me, really. That was a Homer Simpson beer can opener or a bottle opener. It's here I am at Andrew's place. You cannot sneak a Brewmeister Black very easily.
Yeah, we've got this beer opener so that if anyone's trying to steal a beer here, we know.
Oh, big time. The batteries are almost worn out, by the way, because we've been going for major beverages during the technical difficulties earlier in the evening. Hey, I just wanted to jump in here with a small segue before anybody jumps in there. With Canada is mentioned in Twit This Week in Tech. Now, that's 250,000 people plus.
Are you talking about the metered internet? Because
yes, I am. I am.
That's what I was just before you opened the beer. That's what I was just saying.
Mine. Oh, okay.
I was just saying that.
He's got the same notes as me.
No.
So
But
man,
this
you're
isn't
on
even
top
in
of
the
it.
notes.
It is right here, page 14.
I'm on page 1. I don't know how you got to page 14 already.
I cheat.
Anyways, what I was saying is that we sent a letter to Leoville, the only place that you can send an email to Leo Laporte to tell him about what's happening. This was several months ago with the metered internet. And now he did a story. He didn't even reference the bunker project.
Oh, can I use the B word? Did
Yeah.
we check the dog thing?
That's not
Female
That's
dog.
not one of the 7 forbidden words.
Bastard. Okay, so Yeah, the what's interesting is in Twit this week, Canada's mentioned in Twit because of the metered internet fight up here. Now, the other interesting thing is Leo Laporte actually wasn't on this show. This is this week's show. And the two hosts were two geek gods were frothing out on this. And basically, the host said that they would blow through 25 gigabytes in a week easily. Now, these guys, they're talking. So, what are those... we'll have to ask our game maven this one. But what are those devices you got for TiVo or something like that for recording TV and stuff like that?
Well, that's just a PVR.
Yeah, right.
PVRs, yeah.
Right. So does that use your internet?
I don't think so.
No,
That's
it's
just TV.
it's your TV. It doesn't.
They were
use
going
the
on
internet.
about these guys are so techie. They have 2 or 3 in their house. What?
Yeah, but Netflix does, and there's all sorts of other ways of using the internet
Yeah. So
in
these
that
are
way.
big consumers. Yes, Maven.
Yeah, if you watch 25 Netflix movies, if you're 5 days straight, 5 movies, that's like the equivalent of 25 gigs. Or if you download 5 games off of Xbox Live's, on demand service.
Yeah, that's like 30 gigs.
That's 5.6 gigs a game.
A game.
So it really impacts like game developers and other people in order to get our content out there.
Well,
And
what
that's
happened if you
huge.
were a small company and you were actually developing a game, you're porting it to all your guys, and it's like you're doing it 30, 40 times a week?
Totally. with
All
Drop-
the updates, yeah.
to
Oh.
Dropbox or any of those services.
Oh, yeah,
is
like
huge.
data packages galore.
Yeah, but that's just now. I guess we can all agree that in 2 or 3 years' time, most of the regular users will switch from text to video.
Oh, yeah.
On most of the things. We all agree about that.
Yeah, and
right?
one other-
let's say, for example, a small business owner, right? A small business owner today uses text. In 2 years' time, he will use mostly video, and he will reach that cap easily. So you're saying that all small businesses have to pay too much money to get their business going? Does the government doesn't recognize that simple fact that in 2 years' time, everybody will use video and use the bandwidth?
And let's face it, the other side of the coin here is that if the costs were going up, and if there was a legitimate business reason for charging these extra fees, nobody would be complaining. But that's not the case. The costs are going down. The cost of online storage are virtually free. They keep going down, and the cost of bandwidth keeps going down. So there is absolutely no reason for these extra charges.
Well, agreed. Come on.
No, yes, but no business reason other than
Those guys, you know how much your Rolls Royce costs, dude? You know how much a porter steak costs in some of these fancy restaurants? You're talking $200-$300 for a meal and some crappy bottle of wine. You want a nice bottle of wine? You're talking $1,000. Oh yeah, and then some Coke from What? Where did that come from? This isn't about executives in the record industry, right? These are like the portly guys that are straight and go to churches and stuff.
Yeah, but what about with this internet metered thing, to get people to I forgot what I said.
Hey, that's okay. You just they say he had a flashback there. He had a flashback there. Okay, you gonna try it again? No? Okay. Okay, listen to this though. This is what really freaks me out. They say you're paying $36 a month for your internet bandwidth. You don't get the bandwidth that they're selling you. It's not a constant. So that is the biggest ripoff. It's like I'm paying for 2 megabytes of download capacity every second. Doesn't happen.
That's what I was talking about. See, thank you for that segue.
Dude, right in there. We're like great minds
Think alike.
do something or other. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Drink too much.
drink too much.
Excuse me, that was a black beer burp.
But like,
See?
Okay,
That's
I
4
just
mentions of black beer.
I just got back from getting another beer, and I
That's why I
went
had to jump
back
in there.
to the. I went
Oh, wait,
back
that's a
to the-
segue. Beer segue.
all right.
All right.
All right,
Nostrovia.
I went from the
Oh,
porter.
hang on. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
I went from the porter to the Brewmaster Black, and it is very good. And by the way, if you haven't been going to uncensoredsocialunderground.com, then yeah, exactly. Bob says, "What's wrong with you?" If you haven't been going there, but then that means you haven't actually heard the interview that we did with the head brewmaster of Okanagan Springs. We met him at the Bunker Bar, and we talked about his whole basically his whole life and how he became the brewmaster of Okanagan Springs. And so what I'm going to do is right after this episode, the next episode will be the Bunker Project special report from that evening that we had with the Brewmaster Black. And you should have seen the regulars in the bunker because, there's a few of them that's all they drink is the black beer. When we brought this guy in there and it was crazy. They were just like, we're not worthy. It was awesome.
Nice. I love the Brewmaster myself as well. Black beer.
Hey, you're talking out of the corner of your mouth.
I know. I'm trying the Pierre Elliott Trudeau route.
Or the Chrétien route.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Trudeau was the one that was charismatic, right? It was John Chrétien that talked.
Well, he's the one that created that set up Petro Canada, and all the right wing people said that was Petro Canada stands for Pierre Elliott Trudeau rips off Canada.
He also did that whole thing where he like clapped his feet behind the Queen, right? After she signed the charter,
the Constitution,
was it
in 1983?
Yeah, making Canada totally, non-crown.
Yeah. Well, no, not totally non-crown, but we had our own constitution and whatever.
So why don't we celebrate it that it's only been 30 plus years of actual, 28 years of being a free country?
Well, under English common law, you could argue that we were always a free country. Because that's actually the basis of our whole Charter of Rights and all that. Anyways, that's another podcast.
There we go. You got him going. I mean, he's so easy. Let's just poke him with some issues. Hey, I've got one here. This is a major internet issue. What about IPv4 and IPv6? Basically, all websites have numbers. IPv4, not you say garlicmarketing.com. That's my IP URL, but underneath that is an actual number, and that's the actual address. And they actually ran out. No one is ready for the IPv6 because of servers and some of the other technical hitches. Basically, if you have older computers, it won't work.
Oh, it sounds like Y2K all over again.
Yeah. What does it mean? It would basically probably there's going to be some effect. Some people will lose access to the internet for short periods of time. They figure they can figure it out. But isn't that wild? When they made the IPv4 number set, they said, man, this is going to last us forever. It's like 10,
they
15,
had
10,
no
15
idea
years. 10, 15
that
years
Bob was going to open up 20,000 URLs.
Yeah, like my
and,
15 Gmail accounts and very abusive use of the internet. Ugh, there's only so many bits available, Bob. Oh, hang on. We've got a call.
And there's only so many passwords he can remember.
Yeah, this might be Tristan.
Okay, we may have our call from the United States.
Hang on.
Down at a sailing.
Hello, Bob here. Tristan, good timing, dude.
All right, it is him.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a call. What's your number again? Let me just hang on. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. I won't say it out loud because everybody will be calling you.
So can we go back to the internet billing thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So like Bob was saying, though, 2 megabits. We actually 10 to 15 is like the maximum next to the Nitro package from Shaw, which gives you a lot. And we pay $40 for that instead of places that.
Okay, so with Shaw, they are on a shared network. So when you're on during prime time, you're going to be sharing that bandwidth with everybody else in your neighborhood. So with TELUS and other service providers, you don't have that problem. Hang on one sec. Although, it's true that you don't get they say it's the peak bandwidth, the peak speed, right? Mm-hmm. Even on no matter who you're with, you're not going to get the speed that is the peak speed. On average, you're going to be lower. Mm-hmm. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just complaining about what they're trying to do.
I'd pay for 100 megabyte a second connection.
Well, what's funny. We got the landline data connections, 15 gig, megabits a second, 25 megabits a second on optic, and then on Shaw, what is it? It's like 15, 20.
15 at the high end if you pay for the ultra high speed.
Yeah. So on TELUS with the optic, it's 25, but with the new 3G plus or 4G connection, we're talking about 42 megabits per second on the wireless side.
Hey, this is totally changed my interface. How do I dial out?
Hang on one sec.
I'm slow.
And when we get to LTE, which is long-term evolution, we're going to be at in excess of 100 megabits per second on the wireless side. So the wireless internet is much, much faster than the landline side.
Sorry, we're gonna jump in here because we're gonna call Tristan and bring him up on the
He's
on his
there.
levels. Is he there?
He's up.
Tristan, you there? Nope. Now he's.
Oh, we're calling into.
Now, Tristan's at a. Hey, Tristan, Bob here. How's it going, man?
Hey, Earth to the Bunker Project.
Hey, Tristan, it's Andrew here as well.
How you guys doing?
Not bad. Hey,
Good.
so what are you drinking?
I'm not drinking anything yet.
Hard.
I thought this was a sailor conference.
Yes, aerodynamics session.
Hey, you had a subject you wanted to chat about with us. You emailed me earlier today. I can't remember for me.
What he was talking about is how smartphones are starting to outpace the sale of PCs.
So, dude, what do you have to say about that?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you there. I think the reception's a little rough.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet, but you're coming in loud and clear. So basically,
Okay, cool.
Can you talk about how mobile phones have basically outpaced the internet, not the internet, outpaced PCs being sold? That's what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, a story that I saw pop up on the news radar this morning that I thought was very interesting is how smartphones sales have now exceeded laptops for the first time. I think that's very significant. What people are pointing out is that, in fact, anything you can do or most activities that people do on their computers are, in fact, now accessible through smartphones. So using Google Maps, for instance, searching phone directories, using social media, and all those other sort of interactions, email, the rest of it, all can be done through a smaller, simpler device now.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, and especially with the local stuff, with places like Google Places and Maps, like you said, it's an ideal platform for that. And that's not to say you don't need a computer anymore, but back in the day, because I'm in the industry, back in the day we were trying to really sell smartphones as a premium upsell, and now it's a totally different story because 90% of the people that walk in the door, they're looking for a smartphone.
Yeah, I think there's increased usage because people are at the office. They're not allowed to use their computer at their work to use Facebook and stuff like that. So I think there's a great usage for it. Hey, like I'm just having my little 5-minute break and I'm just going to update my Facebook account and say how much my job sucks.
Another interesting sort of parallel story to this is, and we've been talking about this on Facebook, is what's going on right now with the CRTC and telecom companies wanting to put a cap on how much data.
Hey,
you
you're
can
like 25 minutes too late because we've been talking about
We
that
talked for like
like
30 minutes, man.
Yeah,
we just
we've been
trashed them big time.
and 3 previous episodes too. Oh
Hey.
man, it's brutal.
That's what you get for being a sailor.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll
because
just have to
when
come
you're
in
out
and
on
do
that
live in
when
the
you're
studio.
out on that boat, you need, but then again you need wireless connection. Then it's a totally different story.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Hey, so what's the
I
seminar
gotta jump
like?
back. Sorry?
What's the seminar like?
It's good. It's very interesting. I got to jump off the phone here. Do you have any other topics you think I should touch on before I hang up?
Yeah, any new great drink recipes?
Yes, actually, I did find one, and I'll send you a link so you can post it.
Awesome.
I think it's called a grilled cheese. What was it? Tomato soup and grilled cheese cocktail, served in Victoria.
Ooh,
Ouch.
Stay tuned for the recipe. Yes.
Beautiful. You
that
are
sounds
a
like the
wicked-
morning after, actually. Hey, just a quick tip for those living in Vancouver. Where do you get the ginger beer?
Where do you get the ginger beer? I've seen it at Thrifties. They usually have a good collection, and I think that's all I can think of right now. There's two brands I'd recommend. One's in a sort of short study bottle called Jamaican ginger beer, and the other one is Fentman's, and that's also a really good one.
All right, stay tuned for on the meetup page. We may have another location lined up for the next bunker project, and we'll see you then.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Talk to you
All right.
Happy sailing.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, dude. Well, there you go. That's the first for the bunker project. That is a Skype conversation with a Mix Minus, which is a brutally simple yet very convoluted way of getting.
It's a very simple thing to do, but to wrap your head around the actual
it just
mechanics
messes you
of
up
doing
big
it,
time, man. Big
very
time.
confusing.
Oh yeah, shit. A couple of shots of tequila will not help. Put it that way. James, you have something you want to throw in there with it? James got a very interesting technique with his headphones. Did you know? He's got the puppy love look. You know, it's like one ear
he's
up,
just
one
deaf.
ear down.
He's just deaf in one ear. That's all. He just doesn't.
I was trying to let the rest of the people here that couldn't hear Tristan hear. So
Oh yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah,
very
yeah.
kind of. He's a sharing soul.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. We should actually share about
Oh, here it comes.
Prey. Did you want to talk about Prey?
Pray. No, we're not a religious show,
No.
dude. No, is that the one where they kill the animals and gut them live?
No, it's the open source security tool for your smartphone. So if you
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Let's
like-
get down on
now,
Prey, dude. The Maven comes up with
basically,
an actual story.
Basically, what it is it's like kind of like mobile me, right? For the iPhone,
yeah,
or and basically it allows you to
it'll
lock down your device, right?
lock down your device, take a picture, keep track of it, and report it missing or not. So if somebody takes your stuff, you can set off alarms from their HTML client on your
And track
computer
'em.
and track them. So
And then police
Now-
come into the restaurant or into the bathroom
Okay,
and say,
so-
"Hey, dude, you're busted."
So let's just use an example. So you've got it on your iPhone.
Yeah, so you got it on your iPhone or your MacBook Pro, or so
But-
you got it on a MacBook Pro. Somebody takes it, goes to an internet LAN cafe or coffee shop
Without reformatting the computer.
without totally screwing with the computer.
But
And
what if the person just pops out your SIM card and pops in their SIM card?
that's different for like an actual phone for sure. That probably would make a big difference for
Because
sure,
that's
right away.
as soon
Because
as you
that's
do
your
that,
hard drive, right?
Yeah.
as soon as you do that with Mobile Me, it's no longer your phone anymore, and you can't track it anymore.
So this is more for like fixed hardware
CPU,
devices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
So I thought it was awesome because
It is
MacBooks are pretty expensive. Desktop computers are pretty expensive. So you could definitely have the alarm on and boom.
I remember a story about a guy. He did that. He had one of those automatic backups for his computer, but that was linked to the IP address or whatever. And so his computer got stolen one day. Smashed his car. Took the computer out in San Francisco, and he was really bummed about it. And he was having coffee with a friend, complaining. And he said, "Oh, hang on, I've got this software. I can back it up." So he got his bought a new computer, and then downloaded all his other software. But then he realized, hang on, this person that's got my computer is still using the backup because it told him, oh, backup on X computer was done 15 minutes ago. So basically they traced where the internet connection was, because every time the software worked, if you go into a coffee shop, it would automatically look for a connection so it could automatically back up.
Yeah, this one does geolocation where it looks for the located like hotspots within your area. So it can actually, you could pinpoint pretty well once you figure out. It's like, oh, the Blends is over here, Starbucks is over here, this is over here, boom, like you're done.
It's
The
an
tricky-
awesome idea.
Yeah.
We've been selling the what's it called? The can't remember what it's called, but it's a Fleet Complete. And there's the asset tracking and the mobile workforce tracking component. But for the asset tracking, you can just buy for $30 a month. You just buy basically a GPS device, and people are buying it who have, say, a container full of tools or a vehicle. And when it gets stolen, boom, you know exactly where it is. You call the police, and boom, people have been recovering their stolen property big time, and it's awesome. But this is something that you can do on a personal level.
Yeah, you can
Which is
definitely,
great.
and it's free.
Hey,
Yeah.
But if you have a business, you can actually get like a pro license, and it can tell you when the last time the computer was turned on and stuff. So if somebody from your office, say you have contractors, you loan them out the equipment, you can actually keep track of that equipment, and if they don't return it, then you know where they are and
Nice.
get them.
Now my question is how reactive are the police? So did the police get this that it's pretty accurate? Say, hey, Mr. Police Officer, somebody stole my computer. By the way, here's all the information you need to go bust them. Can you go do that for me? No, I'm busy, but we'll do that in a month. I mean, is there issues with actual
No, I don't think there's an issue.
action?
I think
Hey, let's call him up and ask him.
hey, well, here's an
That sounds
example.
like a
Now, this
great
is
interview. Hi, I'm Bob. I got some questions about a stolen computer. Or you should be calling 911. No. It's a technical
no,
question.
but if you've got if you just say your computer's stolen and you don't have anything to give them, then they're going to say, okay, well, there's nothing we can do. But if you've got this service and you can say we can track where it is, it's a totally different story. And this is a little off topic, but there was somebody that
Oh, hang on. Off topic. Drink, everybody.
digression time.
Okay, go for it, Andrew.
Basically, there was somebody who was having psychological issues, and wrote a suicide note, and went off, to possibly kill themselves. And their friend called the police, and they were able to locate exactly where they were to within 50 meters using cell site triangulation. And so the police
And
came and
shoot him before he killed himself.
basically took her away. And anyways, it was
Yeah, but it's a lot easier for the police to go and bust people than to save some piece of equipment. That's my issue.
no. But I think my point is, I think if you're giving the police something, you say, okay, I've got this device that's stolen, and I can track it, and here's where it is. It's a totally different story than if you just say, hey, my computer's stolen. What else can they do?
If you are a distraught, suicidal teenager, do not carry your mobile phone to tweet out that you're going to kill yourself. Oh, I'm about to kill myself any minute now. And the police are going to come by. So, you cannot promote stuff like that.
Yes, but it's a cry for help.
Oh, look at
It's a
James.
cry
He's
for
just-
help.
It is.
It's a cry for help.
So,
and
obviously, if you're going
and-
to take your mobile phone and say, I'm really depressed, I'm thinking of ending it all, I'm going to Justin Bieber myself, and their friends get all freaked out and tell the police. Anyways, James, you have an issue with that? No, he's just... No, he wasn't. I've gone over the line with James.
Not on the mic.
he's always shaking his head.
I'm going to get pummeled, man.
when he made that comment about the alley dudes, James was shaking his head too.
It's true.
I
What?
love the alley
That
dudes.
is so
Yeah, they're
politically
too-
incorrect.
No, I love the alley dudes. I totally understand the spirit that those were made in. I don't see anything wrong with the alley dudes.
Yeah.
I just am a personal person that has been affected by suicide.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
So
Oh, I have too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does suck, and a letter would have been nice, or a mobile phone or something like that. So I
To
mean,
stop it.
to
yeah.
stop that, like I kind of wish that there was a suicide prevention app where somebody that was feeling like that would automatically.
That is an awesome app, dude.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Maybe I will actually.
Yeah, because, and to give it for
The
free as a
suicide
social
prevention app.
social thing.
It is a social commentary.
Yeah,
I
very
could do
nice.
that with free.
Very nice piece. Hey, I've got another thing. The reason I'm a little up in arms about this because my Visa card my Visa card got stolen, and it's pretty obvious who stole it. So I told so I told the police and say, this is the situation we got, and da da da. So we kind of know who stole it. So can you just go bust them? He says, nope. It takes a month.
Okay.
They're backlogged that much with theft and identity theft and stuff
Just
like that. They
cancel
got
the card.
thousands and no, it's all being canceled and stuff like that.
Just cancel
But
the
thing
card,
is,
Bob.
I want the guy taken down because he messed with my card.
Did he use the
Nobody
card?
messes with my big time.
No way.
12 transactions in 1 week and 4 camera transactions. So there's when I'm talking to security at Visa, he says, oh yeah, he chuckles, oh yeah, 4 locations with cameras. So what does that mean? He says, well,
No way.
we got a picture of
All
the
right.
guy and says, well, how long will it take
Hey.
for him to get busted? A month.
Let's move on to the next topic.
All right, which is the next topic?
It's Windows Phone. Not
Oh,
doing
way
so
back here on
great.
page 1.
Windows Phone not doing so great.
Oh yeah, this is I put in here just to piss off Andrew because Andrew's got the Ghetto Blaster phone, heavy on the ghetto, and basically they're saying that
Not for long. I'm going to move back to Android.
just because he read this story.
I'm
That's
going to get the probably the HTC Desire HD. Awesome phone.
you desire the desire, don't you?
Yes. Not to say that I'm not a fan of Windows.
So what do you like about the Windows Phone? Let's
It's
start
fast.
with something easy.
Okay, so here's the thing. You have
It's
to
got speakers.
You have to understand going back to the old Windows 6.5 and below, it was a nightmare. And back when it
Yeah,
was
we're
the
talking
only,
about the positive things. It's too much. It's too easy to trash the phone.
the
Struggle
new,
for the
when
positive
they
stuff.
when they came out with the new Windows Phone 7, it was a breath of fresh air. Awesome, total redesign, fast, everything works. The well, not everything. There are some glitches, but when you do a first initial launch, you have to expect that. But having said that, it's on a day-to-day basis, it's a great phone to use. It's the only complaint I have. There's two complaints that I have.
Now, hang, we're
Not
still
enough
on,
apps.
Hang on, and we're still on the positive part.
There's not enough apps.
Yeah.
And
Big time.
and the apps that they do have are 3 to 10
Overpriced.
times the price of an app of the exact same app on the iPhone or the Android. Which I've talked to people in the industry and the manufacturers reps and everything, and they're all voicing that that back up the ladder, that that when you're bringing out a product that has 1,000th of the number of apps available compared to the Android platform or the iPhone platform with the 300,000 apps plus, and you've only got 7,000 apps, why are you charging 3 times as much for the same app? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make sense 10 years ago, and they're still at it with the same mindset.
I know.
Yeah.
Behind their own walled garden.
So now,
Let's keep it in the family. Don't share it with
So
anyone. And die alone.
my question is it Microsoft or is it the developers that are saying, okay, you don't have the I'm not going to sell as many, so I have to make more per unit?
Okay, Maven, jump right in there with a development comment.
Well, actually, I think that you'll see an influx of apps coming in the next 6 months. Windows Phone is relatively new still.
Oh no, absolutely. There was 50,000 plus people, developers that have signed up to develop apps for Windows. So even if they only develop, one app in the next 3 to 6 months, there's going to be 60,000 plus apps available in the Windows Phone 7 marketplace.
Okay.
It will, but here's just a staggering statistic for you. So the Angry Birds guys, they get 200,000 new customers every day from Android phones, and they give out their game for free. So I have no idea why developers wouldn't be giving stuff away for free in these early stages of the Windows Phone 7.
Oh, I know they're nuts.
I know,
Why are
it's
they trying to
ridiculous.
cashing in? I mean, that's where they're failing.
It
They're
does-
being greedy.
And then the other thing, okay,
Greed
there's
fail.
one other thing I don't like about Windows, and it's going to be rectified very soon, but there is no Evernote app. And the Evernote app is awesome for iPhone or for Android. You can create an audio note. You can create a text note. You can create
that's
take a
fantastic.
picture, drop it in your Evernote, and then you've got it on your. It's an awesome app for gathering information, and there's a workaround. You can use your Evernote email address for your Evernote account, and you can send things from your Windows Phone and all this. It's not as nice as having the app. So I miss that.
So you're saying that they're way more money. How much are they actually?
Well, for example, the Fruit Ninja app.
Yeah.
So on iPhone and Android, it's 99 cents to buy the full version.
Yeah. Or Fruit Ninja Lite.
Yeah. Well, you can get the Fruit
the
Ninja
full
Lite for
version's
free,
99.
right? For free.
Yeah.
For free. You can
Yeah,
get
Lite's
free.
free,
You
but
can get
Lite's 99.
You get Lite for free on
practically
on
free.
Windows as well.
Yeah.
But if you want to buy the Fruit Ninja app, it is $3.50 on Windows. So it's 3.5 times more than on Android or.
But the chances of people
iPhone.
having a Windows Phone is a 3-to-1 odds.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it the developers that are pricing them higher because they know they're going to make fewer sales, or is it Microsoft? I don't know. I don't know the answer to
I
that.
think it could be the cost of development. They're trying to recuperate because they're not too sure on the market space itself.
Yeah,
right?
but to me, if it's a new platform, they should be selling it at the same or
Well, they
maybe
should be
even
doing a Lite
less.
and then a paid version.
Well, no, all of them, all the Windows apps have a Lite. You can try it before you buy it. In a
But
Lite
still, when you go to the
version.
buy, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
That's too bad, man. I sorry, James. I'm just gonna run John in here. Very, very interesting with Nokia.
Oh, there
That's
you
okay.
go. That was one of
So
those.
Nokia, the president of Nokia used to work with Microsoft, And his huge dilemma right now is that Nokia, one of the largest, the most popular phone in the world. Thank you for that, Windows. There's a little Windows ad there. And his dilemma is that he wants to switch Nokia over to the Android system. But
So just to
his
back,
buddies
just a
in
little bit of-
Microsoft are saying, no, you can't stab us in the back. So he's basically what's going to happen. He's probably going to bring it out in both.
They just bought Symbian like less than a year ago.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it?
Symbian is the number one smartphone operating system in the world.
And he's thinking of dumping
And
it.
the reason for that is because Nokia is the biggest seller of phones in the world.
PlayStation is going with Android on their next phone, the Xperia, the Sony Ericsson.
Oh, everything's going to be
Xperia.
Android.
Yeah, it's fine, but why would Nokia decide all of a sudden the thing we've created we're going to go back on?
Well, because you look at Symbian, and
it
for
does have its
instance,
problems.
the Symbian 2 on say the E72 or E71 or whatever, and I used it for several months. It doesn't feel like a smartphone. It feels like a phone.
Semi-smartphone.
It feels like a phone.
A mentally
Now,
impaired
Symbian
phone.
3 is more of a smartphone operating system.
Yeah.
And, and it's interesting. It's the same thing. Like, I can see them going to Android. I really can. The other thing is the playbook for BlackBerry is coming out in April in Canada. And
And in India.
yeah.
They're launching in India and Canada at the same time.
Okay. And I assume in the States as well.
Nope, just India and Canada.
All right.
I could be wrong.
I think you are.
Hey, I'm just
And,
trying to trash the States in a subtle way, okay?
You do in every episode in some way.
I know, but we're going to get trash back a little later on in the show.
It's true. Or in the next show, actually. In the next show,
All
we're gonna
right,
get trashed.
Bobby. Okay.
Or maybe we'll do it this show.
No, let's do it next show.
Okay, so the
Well, it is about, the Palm
the
system. so it is
playbook. The playbook is the operating system they use is QNC, which they purchased several months ago, and Awesome OS, and it's going to be on the playbook initially, and then every BlackBerry device subsequent to that is going to be on QNC, and totally new OS, and it's going to be awesome. So I can totally see Nokia going with the Android operating system, and just like Bob was saying, they've
I deny it.
they've been given
Talk to my
they've
lawyer.
been given access to Honeycomb.
I was going to bring that in
for
the next show.
several months.
I was going to bring it
Well,
up in the
no.
next show. Oh, man. I was just going to... Okay,
No, you-
okay, bring it up. Fine,
you brought
fine.
you brought up the Nokia
Ruin
thing.
the moment.
So let's
It's good
finish
thing you
it.
brought me flowers. Oh, that was your wife. That's right. What? Dead silence in the studio.
So Nokia has had access to the Honeycomb programming code for
Several months.
Several months now, and nobody else has had access to it. So they've got a head start with developing, their own skin and their own thing with it. So because Google wants to basically establish a coup by taking over Nokia.
Yeah, they're courting him. They're
big time.
they give him the big, hoo-hoo, check this out, baby.
That would
And
be,
they went for it.
That would be pretty cool though if Google bought Nokia.
Oh,
not
buy it.
not buying Nokia, just getting
Just doing a
Android.
strategic partnership.
Just
right?
getting-
That's even
friends with
smarter.
benefits.
That's what Bill Gates did in the original with IBM.
Just
Friends
getting
with benefits,
just
right?
getting Android into
Nokia.
Nokia phones.
Oh, we can because then Android
Oh,
boop,
man.
de facto
Because Android's
the biggest
already
platform, and it would like
Android
boom,
is already
way
overpassed.
past iPhone.
They already have surpassed
Yeah.
iPhone.
It's freaky.
Now,
That would
there's
be pretty freaky.
there's two schools of thought on this because Android phones, because of their open source,
Easy to corrupt.
and easy to, and you're allowed to change and overlay your own stuff on an Android phone. So you've got like the HTC Sense, you've got the Moto Blur, you've got all these skins that are overlaid on top of Android.
And they're pretty lousy skins too.
No, I wouldn't say that. But
Well,
you
some
know,
of the programs, you look at the Motorola programs that are behind that stuff, they're pretty lame compared to what's the developers have developed.
Personally, I prefer like just a
pure
Android OS,
Absolutely.
and the apps that.
But the phone companies are
I'll
forcing
add
you
my
to use
own
crap.
apps, and you can disable it.
You can
But-
if you play
But
it.
the thing is, I do prefer like just a plain Android phone. Like the Motorola Milestone was just bare bones Android, and you could do it. You could add your own apps and customize it however you want. But the point is that iPhone, one of the strong points is that the iPhone is the iPhone. So you get any iPhone, and it is the iOS. You get an Android, and one Android could be different than another Android. The Motorola is different from the HTC.
Yeah, it could be like a 1.2 or 2.1.
And some apps aren't going to work on some versions of the software. So, it's not the same thing across every device. So their biggest strength is also their biggest weakness. And but I think that in terms of if I was setting up if I was Google and coming up with a strategy, I would probably stick with what they're doing.
Yeah, that's so smart, man. It'd be
freaking awesome.
Microsoft
because now
would
I'm
cry.
you know what I'm going to go 100% Android. Because I'm going to get my Android tablet, get my Android phone, get my Android pants, get my Android
And now that
t-shirt,
Honeycomb is coming out, Honeycomb is like it's the
Android
first
beer,
the
Android
first
this, Android that in the background.
tablet
This is what we
OS,
talk about
the
Android,
first
Android. Oh, hang on for a second. Android farting beer. Oh yeah, who's a Guinness? Work for me, baby.
So he's upgrading to like the
Guinness.
ultimate black beer, which is of course the Guinness.
Upgraded to Guinness. Apparently, Android's thinking of taking over Guinness. Hey, we must be coming up
I
on 50
wouldn't
minutes.
be,
Time to shut down the show,
I
I
wouldn't
think.
be surprised if that was the case.
That would be awesome if Guinness sponsored a Google party.
Oh, man.
GG.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
what's that?
We got the music coming in the background. Means we got to be at least 50 minutes. The best length for a podcast, according to a guy that we're going to be interviewing in a couple of weeks, is 46 minutes, and we got to be way over 46 minutes. How many
And that's
minutes we
a
got?
good preview. We're going to be interviewing a guy
A guy, not a
Who?
girl, but a guy.
who is in the process
He's a
of
professor, isn't he?
putting through a peer-reviewed study
Thousands of people,
on podcasting.
thousands of peers.
And the stats that
cool
he
stats.
sent us, because I actually was one of the people that he interviewed, and
bias.
for his study, and awesome stats that we got.
Yeah, we got a sneak peek.
And we'll reveal all those in a future episode. But hey, call 1-877-636-1474, and we'll get you in the show. And we'll see you next week.
All right, bye-bye from the bunker.